Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 1336. Hello, I'm Mike Matthews, broadcasting from Cafe Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valleymont, the last place on earth. I'm doing this so seriously, like as if anyone is actually listening. Ha! That's gotta be kind of insane. And today we hear from Madame Rootabega, Valentino, Bison Bentley. I will have for you a segment called News Random, randomly looking through a selection of news stories.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hey, Obamacare's been repealed. It's completely gone. Did you notice?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Or that's what you would have thought if you were listening to conservative radio. They were jumping up and down and dancing to and fro, but they forget, hey, we've got the government part called the Senate, and they're not so really into it. We'll hear more about that in News Random. And by the way, it's
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Even as Donald said, it's repeal and replace. It's being replaced.
Mike's
so many conservatives
Daily
are all about repealing.
Podcast.
Repeal.
Yeah.
Let's just completely forget that we had a black man in the office of the presidency. They're just, just rip it right out of my brain. No, it's got to be replaced. It has to be replaced, the healthcare, or you will be voted out of office. That's pretty much what's going on with those town hall meetings. Look who just walked in. Someone who violently disagrees with me. Michael Masters, Madame Rootabega. No, I pretty much agree. Oh, you pretty much agree? Yes, Michael Masters. Ooh. I guess that's what we're saying is ooh. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with the Senate. As I mentioned months and months ago, Trump likes the whole pre-existing condition thing. He doesn't want to get rid of that. There are some things he actually liked about Obamacare. So it's not like it's gonna be completely ripped, torn, and such. Look who else walked in. Hello there, Mike. It's Valentino, the banking attendant. And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that? Mike, I wish that Trump was able to rip everything out that Obama did. Yeah, we don't like Obama. Do you know that? Well, he's out of office, if you didn't know that. He's gone, and that's done. And it's so funny, because there was a big controversy. The big Obama controversy was that he made $400,000.
And here's today's podcast picture.
At a speaking engagement. Yet a lot of conservatives that I listened to also followed that up quickly with, not that there's anything wrong with that, sort of like the Seinfeld gay thing. Yeah, my friend's gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. No, they can't dispute the fact that making money is a good thing. That's what America's all about. But still, Obama made $400,000, but there's nothing wrong with that. So funny. The picture is of Emeryville. It could be Hawaii, but it's not. And it's a tiki, the tiki place, not the tiki room. Oh, I can't think of it at the moment. Anyway, I don't want to give them a free plug. Cafe Anyway, because they probably don't listen to the show. Oh, maybe they do. Why am I being so down?
Anyway.
I know. Anyway, Cafe Anyway. You're listening.
Anyway.
You've got to be kidding me.
I've got to be more positive. So, the Handmaid's Tale that's on Hulu, that features a lot of people that were on Mad Men. I actually heard someone say this, and I thought I would never, ever hear these words spoken. I've got to get Hulu because, well, who cares what comes after that? Like anyone even ever liked Hulu or cared about Hulu, but because they have the Handmaid's Tale, they're all excited. It features a lot of people from Mad Men, and it is all about a world similar to Trump, like a Trump world, and women are completely relegated to this lower life, and it's scary, dystopic world. And so people are saying this is where the natural progression of Trumpism goes this way, and this is what it ends up as. So my friend, who doesn't like Trump so much, can't wait to watch it. And she was asking me if I had Hulu. But I don't. I had Hulu for a little bit. I had like a free 30-day subscription, which, they get your credit card number and all that, but then you cancel at the last second so you don't get charged. And I did not like it because I still had to sit through commercials. And its interface with my Vizio TV was horrible. It stopped all the time. It was not good. And the other thing I wanted to point out was that I saw Guardians of the Galaxy last weekend. I kept forgetting to mention it. I mentioned it on my Country Crossroads radio show, but I didn't mention it on this show. By the way, I'll be on Country Crossroads Radio tomorrow afternoon and on Sunday afternoon if you'd like to hear me on the radio station live talking, playing great music that I played a lot of when I was on country radio from the 90s into the early O's. And it also features a bunch of cool Americana and bluegrass and some folk and country rock and stuff. It's great. Great station, Country Crossroads Radio. I'll be on it tomorrow. But I mentioned I saw the beginning first 10 minutes of Guardians of the Galaxy. Somebody I work with, he said, I got an advanced copy. Like it was going to be some really good copy of it. And then I watch it, and there's like a guy. It was taped in a movie theater. Somebody else got to sit in a movie theater and watch it before everyone else. But they were illegally filming it on their phone or something, and there was someone's head in the way, and it was ridiculously dumb that this friend of mine was even bragging about it. But you know what? That's what people do. They think they're all special that they got to see an advanced copy of a movie. Who cares? I wait maybe a week or a month, and I have seen it too. Or I don't, and I wait. Well, most movies, I wait 2 or 3 years till it's on Netflix before I even see it. So time is irrelevant in this equation, isn't it? But it is relevant to the people that makes them feel special that they saw something beforehand. No, you wasted time is what you did. I just think it's hilarious. Somebody told me, we were talking about May the 4th be with you yesterday, May the 4th and Star Wars Day and all that. And that I posted on Facebook that 40 years ago, well, I don't think Star Wars came out yesterday, 40 years ago. It came out more in the summertime, but I saw it with my grandmother at the Grauman's Chinese Theater in Hollywood, which is the theater where they dropped R2-D2 down into the wet cement and left his prints, and C-3PO put his handprints in there too. And you can still see that imprint 40 years on at Grauman's Chinese Theater. And many other celebrities put their handprints in the cement. And I saw it with my grandmother, and I was blown away at the beginning. First the sweeping intro music John Williams wrote and composed, and then you have the spaceships shooting each other and flying right over your head. I thought that was the coolest thing, and I was in for the duration of the movie. But then later on, I went and saw the Liam Neeson one, and then after that, I was done. No, I'm pretty much worn out with the Star Wars. But this guy I know said, yeah, I saw it in 1977 when it came out, and then I got a copy of it before everyone else on VHS. And I thought back in my head, wait, did we even have VHS yet? Were VHS machines on the market in 1977? I mean, you had to be freaking rich, and you had a really, really big one. I don't remember anybody having it, unless you were like the king of the whole planet. So the king of the whole planet just called me, and he said, Mike, it's true. Nobody had any of those, not even me. So thanks for the call. Oh, he's calling back. What? Oh, okay. He said stop referencing me on the show that everyone listens to. Okay. Hey, so I don't know what he was talking about, but once again, trying to one-up everybody with the whole I've seen this before everyone, or I had a copy of it before anyone, or who cares? In the end, You've seen the movie, you watch the movie, let's say you have some time and you watch. I have no time to watch movies now. The sun is up late. I'm out enjoying the outside, the sunset. I'm in frickin' California paying high taxes, property taxes, high insurance, high utilities, high cost of eating out, high costs in the grocery stores, although Alabama was still pretty expensive in the grocery stores when I lived there for 2 years. High gas prices. Why would I be sitting in a dark room watching a stupid movie with the same formula and the same plot points and all that crap? MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com, and thus my rant endeth, is a great place where you can find the link to the radio station I'm on the weekend, and you can help out the show through the Amazon link. Click on that and buy whatever it is you're going to buy, and that helps us out. You'll see past podcast pictures. You'll see the PayPal and past interviews I've done. It's all there at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. By the way, one of the interviews I did was with a band called Dead Cat Hat. I always want to say Dead Hat Cat. Either way, it makes no sense. Anyway, Cafe Anyway, the wonderful Pato Milo is having a birthday today, so happy birthday out to him. And he's having some big party tonight, which I won't be able to go to. But sorry, Pato. But yeah, Pato Milo having a birthday today of the band Dead Cat Hat. Now, and you can hear that interview in the interviews A through F section of MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. And now the segment called
News Random.
That was hot.
Okay, we have with us today.
We gotta zip through the news random today. I've got so much to do before 7 o'clock. So, the Senate Republicans plan to dramatically overhaul the House Obamacare repeal bill that passed Thursday in the House and are warning the process could take weeks. So, all that excitement conservatives had yesterday, that endeth. And this goes on to say, oh, dang it, where did I put that wonderful thing? Oh, yeah. There we go. The House bill, the American Health Care Act, which is, the name has stuck on, that Trump gave it, or someone gave it, in the current administration, has raised an array of concerns among Senate Republicans, chiefly among lawmakers from swing states who are opposed to the cap on Obamacare's Medicaid expansion that would take effect in 2020. GOP senators are also troubled by analysis that the legislation would significantly cut federal subsidies for people between the ages of 50 and 65, especially in the rural areas such as in Maine, Montana, Nebraska, and North Carolina. Senate Republican Whip John Cornyn of Texas announced yesterday that there would no arbitrary deadlines for the health care legislation. Wow. Good job, The Hill. Great job proofreading your article. It's an open-ended process. We're going through the issues methodically, he said. The House passing the bill gives us a little bit more of a sense of urgency, but it's going to take a while. Now, on to a weird story involving a dead meteorologist. He committed suicide last month, and he was a suspect and would have been charged in a sexual assault case. This, according to CBS News, this took place in Maine. Tom Johnson, who was 46, was reported missing April 3rd and found dead in a wooded area on April 6th. Medical examiner said it was a suicide. A woman went to a local hospital and reported being raped in the early morning hours of Sunday, April 2nd. Our investigation says the Oxford County Sheriff Wayne Gallant, that Johnston was at the residence and was identified during the commission of the sexual assault. He left the residence before deputies arrived on scene and was later reported as a missing person. And that was on the CBS affiliate WGME. He was on that station. I think that's what they're saying in the story. Then a family was kicked off of a Delta flight, which now Delta is into the fray of the whole crazy airlines mess. And I am so glad that this is all coming to light with the a United thing, because we had no idea, did we? Did we really know how much we were supposed to be compensated if we got bumped? No, nobody really knew, and now United's come out, $10,000. Yeah, we'll give you that much. That's what... Well, it would have been nice if somebody told us all this stuff earlier. I had to dig to find out what the true amount was. On some .gov website, a California family says they were kicked off of a flight, though, and threatened with jail for the adults and foster care for the children. Wow. For refusing to give up a seat for their 2-year-old son, despite having paid for it. In the latest controversy, Brian and Brittany Shear of Huntington Beach, California, where lots of rich blonde people live. Blondes. Told NBC News that they had already boarded a Delta Airlines flight from Maui to LA with their 2 infant children. April 23rd, they were kicked off the plane following an argument with officials. They were then forced to find their own hotel, transportation, and purchase new tickets for a flight the next day, all after midnight. The family had initially purchased a ticket for their teenage son on the red-eye flight, but decided to send him home early so that their 2-year-old could have a seat on the plane. The couple was also traveling with a 1-year-old. He said they let the ticket agent know about their situation at the gate, and that the agent accommodated the family to sit together. Oh my gosh. The wife looks like a model. Dang. Brian Shear said they boarded the plane without issue, but with other passengers on the standby list for the flight. He was then told by Delta agents that the 2-year-old had to give up his seat, and then they were threatened with jail. Wow. Google says, meanwhile, at least hundreds of thousands of people got emails purporting to be a Google Doc shared from a contact, but it turned out to be a scam. If someone clicked on the fake Google Doc, the bug would email itself to the entire contact book. Yikes. And then it went viral. The worm ended up affecting fewer than 0.1% of Gmail users, Google said. Gmail has set at least 1 billion monthly active users. And you can email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com, by the way. The worm could have affected as many as 1 million users. And finally, Game of Thrones is having a spin-off. I have never watched Game of Thrones. Underboob, a celebrity trend. What? No, I will not click on that bait. HBO has closed deals with 4 different writers to explore multiple possible spin-offs of Game of Thrones, but I so want to. A premium cable channel says, by the name of HBO, you may have heard it, says that there's no timeline for development of the projects. We'll take as much or as little time as the writers need, and as with all our development, we will evaluate what we have when the scripts are in. Oh, that's enlightening. Thank you for saying that, spokesperson. Jeez. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Vince in the Bay is the podcast you need to listen to, because Vince did, someone I work with. He does a very good interview with a CNN, I think her name's Lori something. She does this show about how the internet and technology and the digital world affects our own world, and it is fantastic. The interview is. I don't know how the show is, her show, but Vince does a great job interviewing her, so check out that interview on Google Play or iTunes. And I am wrapping up the show. Check out my Country Crossroads radio show tomorrow. I'll be back again very soon with a new Mike's Daily Podcast, hopefully, God willing, with, let's see, we'll talk to Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere, the engineer. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you for listening to FF episode 1336. By the way, Guardians of the Galaxy, the new one, they make Kurt Russell at the beginning look so young. I don't know how they total CGI'd him to make him look like he was back in the 70s, the way he looked. It's crazy as he's driving his Camaro around, and, okay, that's the part that I saw.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!